In this video, we will discuss the analog equate symbol in simple programming. Speed key EQU. We will begin our program with a touch panel already added and expand it into the detail view of simple windows. First, we must locate the analog equate, or EQU, in the symbol library. Expand the logic symbols folder. Within that, locate the analog operations folder and expand it. Within that folder, find the analog equate symbol. Click, hold, and drag the EQU to the logic folder in the program view. The EQU comes in incomplete. We can examine what it takes to make this symbol complete. When the EQU first comes in, it will have two lines on the input side, an analog input and a digital input. On the output side, there will be one digital output line. There is one parameter field that goes with that output field. The EQU adds a parameter and an output as a pair each time it is expanded. The EQU will compare the analog input to each parameter. If the analog input matches the parameter value, the corresponding output will be raised high until there is no longer a match. When there are more than one parameter output pair, the input is compared to parameters from top to bottom. When the parameter matches the input, the output will go high and stay high until the match no longer exists. Multiple outputs can therefore be high if their parameter values match. The optional enable signal will enable the EQU as long as it is high. When enable is low, all outputs will be set to low. Each time the enable is high, the EQU will reevaluate the input and repropagate any matching outputs. Since the enable line is optional, it is not required to complete this symbol. On 2 series and newer processors, the outputs are break before make, meaning that at no time can outputs with different parameters be high at the same time. Prior processors are not. Time to add signals and parameters to the EQU. The analog input line will get EQU input. Since the enable is optional, we will not use it at this time. We'll expand the outputs to 2, and the parameters will follow along since they work in pairs. Begin with the top parameter and enter 50%. The next parameter will be 25%. Starting with the top, or first output, the signal name should be EQU input is 50%. Then the next output will get EQU input is 25%. When the EQU input changes, it will be compared to the first parameter. If there is a match, the output EQU input is 50% will go high and remain high until that match no longer exists. Next, the input will be compared to parameter 2. If there is a match, then that output EQU input is 25% will go high and remain high until the match no longer exists. If no match, then the output will remain low. We will add a signal to the enable line called EQU enable. In this case, if the enable is high, then the EQU makes its evaluations and sets the appropriate outputs. If the enable is low, all outputs are set to logic low. In the demo program, we will include 3 buttons to set the EQU input signal to 3 different values to allow you to see the operation of the EQU. This concludes this video on the EQU symbol in simple programming.